Okay. So last classes we have to discuss is our flow measurement and we have to continue, that is the variable head or differential. Am I audible?
Yes,
Okay. Okay. So this is the variable head or differential flow meters. Now we have to discuss what is the Reynolds number. This is very important. One short question, it is also coming in your exam. Reynolds number. So this Reynolds number, it is a basically very important reference of the any number in the accurate determination of the flow measurement method. Okay, so it is a very important reference number in the accurate determination of flow, and it is used to determine the point at which the flow goes from the viscous to the turbulent stage. Okay, so first you have to know what is the Reynolds number. It is a very important one reference number which is uses in our process control industries for the flow measurement method in the accurate determination of the flow. Okay, and it is used to determine the point at which the flow goes from the viscous, the turbulent stage also. Okay, so it was discovered. It was discovered by the scientist name is Osborne Reynolds in the 18th century. Okay, 18th century. Okay, so these are the basically certain parameter we have to uses when flow measurement method in the variable head or differential flow meters. This Reynolds number we have to use this very important reference number in the accurate determination of the flow measurement, and it is used to determine the point at which the flow goes from the viscous to the turbulent stage. So the equation is Reynolds number is given by the equation is we expressed the Reynolds number, that is R D. This is equals to V D into rho divided by mu. This is mu. Okay. Where RD is the Reynolds number. This is very important. One short notes. It is coming in your semester exam papers also. Write short notes on Reynolds number. Okay. So these are the basically given equations. Reynolds number. We have to express that is RD equals to V into D into rho by mu, where RD is the Reynolds number, V is the average velocity, D is the inside pipe diameter, rho is the density of flowing fluid, mu is the absolute viscosity. Okay, so this is the basically RD equals to Vd rho by mu, where RD is the Reynolds number, V is the average velocity, D is the diameter of the inside of the pipe, rho is the density of the which type of flowing fluid you have to use this. Okay, this is the rho, and mu is the absolute viscosity. So here you can see these are the basically Reynolds number. It is a dimensionless unit when the consistent units are used in the determination. So this Reynolds number is a dimensionless unit when consistent units are used in its determination. Okay, so this is the basically Reynolds number. Is it clear, all of you? Is it clear?
Yes. Yes, sir, yes.
So this is the Reynolds number. So this is very important. So when you have to go the flow measurement in process control industries. So this is the basically one reference input point. We have to measure the different flow parameters in the different variable head parameters. Okay. Next we have to know what is the basic advantage and disadvantage of this differential flow meters. Why we have to use different flow meters, differential head or differential flow meters in our process control industry. Okay. So first we have to discuss advantage of differential flow meter. So we have to know this differential flow meter. This is also sometime also we have to discuss the differential head type of flow meter. So first advantage, it cost it is very low. So number one, it cost relatively low. Especially for a large line. Okay. Then number two, it offers the widest applications area. Okay. Offers the widest application area of any type of meter. Number three, it is accurate and it is reliable also. It is accurate and also it is reliable. Number four, it can be easily removed. 1 minute. Just wait 1 minute. Whiteboard is not working. So number four, it can be easily removed without without shutting down the process. Okay. Number five, it is adaptable to any pipe size and flow rate. Okay. So these are the basic advantage of the differential flow meters or differential head type of flow meters. So we have discussed broadly. So number one, its cost is relatively low in the especially for the large line. That means when you have to use it in the large process control industries, here the different types of piping, different types of pipe we have to be available for the flow measurement method. So using this differential head type or differential flow meter, we have to use this. This is the cost is very low. Number two, it offers the widest application area of any types of meters. This is a very big advantage in the process control industry. Number three, it is accurate and it is also reliable. So it is a more or less errorless procedure of the flow measurement method. Number four, it can be easily removed without shutting down the process. Okay, sometimes the process is going continue. So sometimes you have to changes or you have to remove this any process flow parameter. So you can easily remove the flow meters without shutting down the process or plant. Number five, it is also adaptable to any pipe size. So these flow meters, you have to setting down the different diameter of the pipe size or different flow rate system. So this is the basically advantage of the differential flow meters. Is it clear, all of you?
Yes.
Okay. Next, what is the disadvantage? You know that every process, it has some advantage and also disadvantage. So disadvantage and also limitation. Limitation. So in your semester question paper, this is a one big question. It is also coming from this type of parameters. Question is coming, what is flow measurement? What is the basic classification of the different methods of the flow measurement method? And then we have to tell, that is, discuss the differential flow meters in detail. So at that time, you have to discuss the different head type or different flow meters descriptions, diagram the previous diagram we have to draw in the previous classes, then certain applications, then also advantage and disadvantage also. So first disadvantage or limitation is, number one, there is relatively high permanent pressure loss in it. Number two, it is difficult to use. It is difficult to use for 1 minute. For loading service. Number third, connecting pipe. Connecting pipe or piping. Sometimes present a problem such as different freezing area or humidity area, something like that. Freezing or condensation. Number four, low flow rates. And not easily measured with this meter. Okay. Next, number 5, it is difficult to measure just wait. Measure pulsating flow with this type of so this is the basically disadvantage or limitation. So first, there is a relatively high permanent pressures that is a lost in it. That means when this process you have to continuously use in the permanently high pressure area. So little bit false it is coming in the measurement of the flow measurement using this flow meters also. Number two, it is difficult to use for the slurry service. That means when any slack type of flow, we have to maintain the flow measurement method. So in this case, it is difficult to use this for the slurry areas or slurry services. Number third, the connecting pipe or piping, it sometimes present a problem, such as the different position, that is a freezing area, or sometimes it is a condensation places also. So sometimes these connecting pipes, sometimes it is not properly we have to use this or properly you have to connect it. So these are problems. Number four, low flow rates are not easily measured with this meters also. So very low pressures when any we have to measure in the very low pressure area. So this process it is not accurately working. Okay. And number five, it is difficult to measure pulsating flow rate with this type of meter. Pulsating, that means that sometimes it is also sinusoidal wave. Okay, so sometimes this is also slowly increases, then also decreases, then also again also increases. So this is the basically one pulse for. So this is the basically difficult for measure the flow rate with the pulsating flow parameters also. So these are the basically uh, dependent on the different flow meters also. Another one, number 6 also, uh, its accuracy is dependent on many fixed fluid characteristics, such as such as temperature, pressure, specific gravity, compressibility, etc. So this is the another one point. Its accuracy is dependent on many fixed fluid characteristics. So when you have to use this different fluid in the different forms, so we have to follow the temperature of the fluid or pressure or specific gravity or any compressibility pressures. So these are the different characteristics you have to follow when the system is accuracy it is working or not. So these are the basic disadvantage or limitation for the variable head type or differential flow meter type. Okay, is it clear all of you? Is it clear?
Yes.
Only Saurabh Suman it is responses and others Jatin Kumar Jha, Jyoti Kumari, MD Sajada Sadab, MD Talibansari, Ravi Kumar. So
Yes, sir.
please response everyone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So next, so till now we have to discuss the different variable head or differential flow meters also. So in this variable flow meters, here are different parts of a present in the different flow meter. We have to discuss one by one. So next is parts of a differential flow meter. Parts of differential flow meter. So this differential flow meters, it is basically classified into two parts. One is number one, primary element, and number two is secondary element. Okay. So first we have to classify the different parts of the differential flow meters into two categories. One is the primary elements, number two is the secondary elements. So this part of this meter, it is used to restrict the fluid flow in the pipeline in order the produce of the differential pressure. It is known as the primary element. So what is the primary element? This part of the meter used to restrict the fluid flow in the pipe line in order to produce a differential pressure are known as primary elements. Okay, so these are the basically we have to first these primary elements. This element are the meter. It is used to restrict the fluid flow in the pipeline in order to produce a differential pressure are known as the primary element. Okay, so what is the primary element in the different parts? First one is orifice plate. Sometimes my whiteboard is also not working. So that's why the writing is not detected. This is the orifice plate first. B, venturi. Venturi tube. Then we have to the flow nozzles. Flow nozzles. D, this is the dull tubes. E, pitot tubes. Pitot tubes. Next, number F, that is Anubar tubes. This is Anubar. A-N, then again N, Anubar tubes. G, elbow taps. Elbow taps. H, VAT type of emitters. And last is the flume type of emitter. Okay. So these are the basically classifications of the different primary element. So first we have to discuss that is the primary element. So this differential head or differential flow meter, it is classified into two categories. First one is the primary element, second is the secondary element. So what is the primary element? This part of the meter, it is used to restrict the fluid flow in the pipeline in order to produce a differential pressure. It is known as the primary element. So using this primary element, we have to use different parts in the flow meters. That is the orifice plate. Number two, there is a venturi tube. Number three is the flow nozzles type. Okay. Number four, there is a dull tubes. Number five, there is a pitot tubes. Number six, there is a Anubar tubes. Number seven, there is a elbow taps, and also where and flume. These are the different parts we have to use as primary elements. Okay. Next is secondary element. Secondary element number two. This is the secondary element. Secondary element are those which measures the differential pressure pressures produced by the primary element and convert them to usable forces or signals. Okay, so this is the secondary element. This secondary element, it are basically those which measures the different pressures. It is produced by the primary elements and it is convert them into the usable force or signal. So you have to know that secondary element, it is also dependent on the primary element. Then this primary element, it is convert them into the usable force or usable any signals also. Okay. So this is the secondary element. So in this method, we have to use a secondary element. This is first we have to use manometer. Manometer. In the previous class, we have draw the one example. You see in this diagram that is a U-tube type U-tube manometer. So this manometer is a secondary element. Number two, that is bellowmeter. 1 minute. That is the bellowmeter. Number three, force balance meter. And last, there is a ring balance meter. Ring balance meter. Okay. So this is the basically uses the secondary element and primary element. So we have discussed this previously. This is the primary element. This primary element, it is used to restrict the fluid flow in the pipeline in order to produce the differential pressure are known as the primary elements also. So this primary element, we have to use different meters. This is the orifice plate, venturi tube, flow nozzles type of meter, dull tubes, pitot tubes, ANOVA tubes, elbow taps, and also wear and flume type of meters. And this is the secondary element. This secondary element, it is used those which measures the differential pressures produced by the primary elements, and this primary element it convert them into the usable forces or usable any signals. So these are the basically classifications of the secondary element. This is manometer. Number two is the bellowmeter. Number three is the force balance meter, and number four, that is the ring balance meter. Okay. Is it okay, all of you? Anyone any doubt or any questions? So please ask me. Next classes we have to discuss in broadly. There are lots of type of meters in your syllabus. Not details incoming. That is one by one, because we have to discuss this orifice plate or venturi tube or any flow types of nozzles or pitot tubes, etc. Okay. So next class we have to discuss orifice plate and also venturi tubes. So up to this part, anyone, any questions or any doubt? And everyone, please write your own name and roll number in the chat box also. And Saurabh,
Yes, sir.
you take a screenshot again, and after ending the class, you have to send.
Okay, sir.
Everyone, please write your own name and roll number in the chat box also. Okay, anyone, any doubt or any questions? So please ask me.